Hello guys, it's Julia. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so sorry for not uploading in the past week. I've been really busy. I've had my first week of exams and then I have about a 2-week period of just like breaks and then I have more exams. So I'm really stressed out, but during this 2-week period I hope to be able to film a lot of stuff for you guys. And today I'm filming my favorite luxury makeup products, basically what I think is worth the luxury price tag. I'm a huge fan of luxury makeup products, and while I do have a pretty good healthy mix of like drugstore and high-end in my collection, I do think that luxury makeup items are just really fun to splurge on every once in a while and just kind of treat yourself. So right off the bat, I do think it's important to kind of make a distinction of what a luxury makeup product would be. I don't think that like brands like Anastasia or Urban Decay qualify as luxury. Those to me are high-end brands, whereas luxury would be more along the lines of Hourglass, Charlotte Tilbury, Marc Jacobs, really expensive brands, especially like Natasha Denona, Pat McGrath, stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. These are some of my favorite luxury products. You don't have to have these to have a good collection, but these are ones I think are genuinely worth the price tag and I just really enjoy. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and let's get right into it. So the first luxury product that I have to mention to you guys that I really enjoy, I talk about this a lot on my channel, but these are the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundations. Hourglass for me is definitely a luxury brand. They have really expensive like powder products, face products. Everything in their line is a little bit higher priced than just like your average high-end brand, so I do qualify them as a luxury brand. The Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundations are $46 each. There are a lot of different shades, so I think they have a really great inclusive shade range for their foundations, and I have two of the shades. I have Bisque and Shell. This foundation is so stunning. I've never seen a foundation blend so easily into the skin as this one does. It just perfectly melts with your natural skin when you blend it in and just looks like nothing on the face. And it also feels very light, but there's a lot of coverage in here. So I think it's a really amazing full coverage foundation that doesn't feel super heavy. It's not the most long wearing, so you do have to set it down with powder if you are planning on wearing it for a longer like period of time. But I think it's just such a beautiful finish on the skin. It's 100% worth the $46 price tag, and it's probably one of my favorite foundations in my collection. So I really enjoyed these ones. Hourglass is one of my favorite brands and I love trying products from them. So this is amazing. Next up on my list would have to be the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. Laura Mercier kind of treads the line between luxury and high-end for me, but I do think this is qualified as a luxury item because it's a $38 loose powder. You are getting a full ounce, so you do get a ton of product in here, but still that's a lot of money to drop on just one powder. I think though that this is worth every single penny of that $38. This is hands down the best powder I've ever tried in my life, and no drugstore powder or like even high-end powders I've tried stack up to this one. They also have a deeper shade, so if you do have a deeper complexion, you will be able to find a shade that works better for you than this like very translucent kind of white shade. But this one works really well on my fair skin. This kind of gives your skin a nice matte finish, but like not super flat, so it's kind of a velvet matte finish. It smooths out your pores, makes everything look so blurred on your face, and it keeps everything in place for a really long time. So this is probably the best for like long wearing products if you want your makeup to stay in all day long. I personally don't have time during the day to like touch up my makeup, so whatever I put on my face in the beginning of the day needs to stay onto my face till the end of the day. So I love this powder for achieving that long wearing effect. It is so good for setting all over your face. Really expensive, but I do think it's worth it. Kevyn Aucoin is one of my favorite luxury brands. Kevyn Aucoin is an iconic makeup artist, and I personally love brands that are like kind of spearheaded by makeup artists. Kevyn Aucoin is obviously late, he passed away, but I love that his brand kind of carries on his legacy and they're doing an amazing job with their products. I recently discovered a product from them and I've been trying this out over the past couple weeks. This I knew immediately was going into my yearly favorites video because this is probably one of the most game-changing products in my foundation routine. This is the Kevyn Aucoin Neo-Elixir Weightless Beauty Oil, and I absolutely love this for getting foundations that I don't normally like to look amazing on my skin. Today I'm wearing the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Foundation, and if you watched my trying 7 foundations in 7 days video, you know that I did not like that foundation at all. It was too dry on my skin. It just wasn't cooperating with my natural skin type. But that foundation is very pricey, so I did want to make it work in a certain way. So I mixed 1 pump of this foundation with 2 drops of this Weightless Beauty Oil, and it's perfect. This is probably the best my skin has looked in like weeks. I love how foundation looks on my skin with this oil mixed in. It is so good if you have like normal to dry skin. It's just so nourishing. It's a very light beauty oil, so it doesn't feel greasy on the skin whatsoever. It just looks so healthy on the skin. So if you want your foundation to kind of blend out nice and easy, or if you want it to look nice and dewy on your skin, this is absolutely amazing. Kevyn Aucoin was kind enough to send this to me through Octoly, which was a like amazing moment. I admire Kevyn Aucoin's brand so much. I purchase from them all the time, so the fact that they would send something to me is just amazing. It's a starstruck moment, but no joke, I love this oil so much. It's probably my holy grail product in my collection at this point, so I love this so much. I adore this, and I will definitely repurchase it once it's gone. If you've been watching me for a while, this next product is probably not a surprise, but the Pat McGrath Mothership Palettes. I love Pat McGrath so much. Again, it's one of those makeup brands that's kind of spearheaded by an iconic makeup artist, so I love supporting them. Pat McGrath is iconic. So I wanted to pick up the Mothership palette, not just because I've heard amazing things about the formula, but because I did want to support. And this is hands down the best eyeshadow formula I've ever tried in my life. It is an extremely expensive eyeshadow palette, so I don't condone anybody like taking out loans or putting themselves in financial risk to just get a piece of makeup. There's definitely alternatives out there. I did find a dupe for this one in my high-end dupes video, so I will link that in the cards above, but I love this palette so much and it just brings so much joy to me. Shimmer pigment formula down here is dynamite. It's so beautiful on the eyes. They're just so foiled and so extremely pigmented. It's insane. And then the mattes in here are absolutely stunning as well. I just love this palette. It's such good quality. And I did order the Mothership Mini, the La Vie en Rose palette, so that's coming in the mail very soon. I'm very excited about that, but hands down, I think Pat McGrath's formula is the best I've ever tried. The palettes are very luxurious. It's just such a beautiful luxury experience. So if you want to treat yourself and you have $125 lying around, get one of these because these are so amazing, and I think they're definitely worth the price. So in terms of luxury makeup, this is probably as luxurious as it gets, but I think it's just one of the most beautiful products in my collection. And also in the realm of luxury eyeshadow formulas, Natasha Denona's formula is absolutely amazing. So I really like the old formula a lot. The shimmer formula is so amazing. The old formula is what is in the Sunset palette, the Lila palette, the Star palette, the big 28 color palettes, and then these 5-pan palettes here. And then the new formula is what they have in the new Tropic palette and then the Holiday palettes. So I have both formulas. I've tried them both out. Personally, I prefer the old formula. I think the shimmer formula in here is amazing. I'm wearing the gold in this palette here on my eyelids today. I think it's absolutely stunning. New formula is still really nice. I do prefer the mattes in the new formula over the mattes in the old formula, but I prefer the shimmers in the old formula over the new formula. So either way, still really amazing eyeshadow formulas. I think Natasha Denona really kills it. I don't like the packaging on these palettes, but I think I do want to try and invest in one of her big palettes because it's a really amazing formula and I think it's just worth the money. So I do really enjoy these ones. I think Natasha Denona is one of the best brands out there and her eyeshadows are amazing. I think I might have found my new Holy Grail concealer. I am still in the testing phases, so I will give you guys an update and a full review and let you know if it's my new favorite concealer in a couple weeks, but right now I think this is the new #1 spot. I'm wearing it today. This is the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer. This has received a lot of hype, not just from YouTubers, but a lot of makeup artists as well. I think Makeup by Mario was talking about this on his Instagram. A lot of people really love the concealer, so I wanted to try it out, and obviously it is from Laura Mercier, so it's more of a luxurious concealer. I think it's the most expensive concealer I have in my collection, but this is, oh my god, it's amazing. I think this is probably one of the best shade matches for me. First of all, I have the shade 1N, so it's a 1 neutral shade. I think I could probably go for the warm one as well, but I really do love this. It's very full coverage, but it looks so light under the skin. I haven't noticed any creasing on my under eyes. It just stays on there all day long. I could notice that my entire foundation wears off, but I still have the concealer on there, so this is an absolutely amazing concealer. I think it's definitely worth the price, and I love this one. So I definitely see where all the hype is coming from, and just overall, I'm very impressed with everything I've ever tried from Laura Mercier. I think she does an amazing job. The Flawless Fusion Foundation wasn't my favorite, but with that Kevyn Aucoin Beauty Oil, it's perfect. And that is what I'm wearing on my face today. I'm wearing all Laura Mercier and the Kevyn Aucoin oil. So I have a product to mention to you guys from Becca Cosmetics. And again, Becca is one of those brands that kind of straddles on high-end and luxury for me, but I do consider them more on the luxury side just because their highlighters, their single highlighters, are $38. And that's crazy, but I'm mentioning them today. The Shimmering Skin Perfector highlighters are prime. This one is shade Prismatic Amethyst. I also have Prosecco Pop, Champagne Pop, Moonstone, Opal, like all the popular shades. I have those in my collection. The formula of these highlighters is stunning. I think this is one of the best high-end highlighters, and besides the Amrezy highlighter from Anastasia, I think I've never gotten so many compliments on like my highlighter or questions about what I'm wearing on my face. These are beautiful because they're very blinding, but they're not glittery at all, so you're getting a really nice, beautiful sheen on your face, and it looks very wet and glowy, but it doesn't emphasize any texture with the glittered particles wrinkles or just look unnatural on the face. So I love these ones. Obviously Prismatic Amethyst is going to be a little bit more unnatural because it is a pink toned highlighter. Moonstone is beautiful. It's a nice opalescent sheen on my skin tone, and I also really like Champagne Pop as well. So these are absolutely amazing. $38 is a lot for a single highlighter, but I do think it is worth it because these are an amazing formula and probably one of the best highlighters on the market. So I really enjoy the Becca ones. Next up, I have a product from Marc Jacobs. So these are the Iconic palettes. They came out with a collection of new eyeshadow palettes, I think last summer. So it's been actually a year, so they're not that new, but this is the palette Scandalust. And when I saw this color scheme, I immediately had to have it. It does look very similar to the Modern Renaissance. So I would say if you already have the Modern Renaissance, you probably don't need this particular one. Personally, I love both of them and I use both of them, but there are so many different color schemes. I really like the Editorial palette as well, and the Smartorial one. They have a purple one, they have a very neutral one as well. You can pretty much find whatever you want, and I believe they also just came out with one in the Coconut collection, which has more of like a rosy toned pink shades. These are so beautiful. The mattes in here are very buttery and they just blend so effortlessly. These are one of the most pigmented shadows I've ever found from like a luxury brand, and the shimmers in here are so pigmented. They're very, very beautiful with a nice wet flat shader brush, and they're just very foiled and gorgeous on the eyes. Nice sleek packaging as well, and you do get 7 shades in here, so not the most variety in terms of shades, but I do think it's pretty easy to find out what you're going to do with your eye look with that. So these are very, very nice. I like taking them traveling because they're very easy to travel with, and overall just one of the best formulas from a luxury brand that you could find. So I really enjoy this one a lot. Alright, so next up I have another product from Kevyn Aucoin. This is the Sculpting Powder in Light. So they have these contour powders called the Sculpting Powder, and these have a cult favorite following. So a lot of people really love these contour products, and I never really understood the hype because it's like $40 almost for a single contour powder, and I didn't get it, but I always wanted to try it out just because everyone was saying it's amazing. So Kevyn Aucoin was kind enough to actually send this to me in PR through Octoly. Again, amazing, like starstruck moment. But I received this one, and the first time I tried it on my face, I was like, oh, I get it. It is very light and it's the perfect cool tone color. A lot of brands make the mistake of making their contour a little bit too warm tone so it just doesn't look natural on the skin. This is perfect for just sculpting out that perfect shadow underneath your cheekbones to make everything look naturally sculpted. It also blends so easily, it never gets muddy on my face, and it's so good. I do think it's worth the price. You're getting 0.14 ounces in here, so that doesn't seem like a lot of product, but it's very pigmented. You just dip your brush in and you need to use so little that you're not going to go through this very quickly. So I think it's just one of the best powder. I just think it's one of the best products on there. Thank you so much to Kevyn Aucoin for sending me this. I really do appreciate this one, and obviously I'm giving an honest opinion. I always give honest opinions with products I receive in PR, but this I understand now why it's such a cult favorite. It's just one of the best contour powders I've ever tried, so I really enjoy this one. Also, I'm just more inclined to pick up a single contour powder over a full contour palette, just because you don't really use every single product in a contour palette. I really think it's just more economical to just get a single, and I really do enjoy this one. So Kevyn Aucoin is killing the game. I think they're doing an amazing job with their products, and the Sculpting Powder is one of my favorites. So next up is a lipstick. I've talked about these a lot on my channel, but Pat McGrath's lipsticks. She has 2 formulas that I own. She has the Matte Trance and the Luxe Trance. I have the Luxe Trance here in the shade Major Red, which is what I'm wearing on my lips today. It's a beautiful kind of blue toned red, just such a classic color. I also have the Matte Trance in the shade Omi, which is one of her most popular colors. I have it in my purse right now, but I do have that one and I talk about it a lot in my videos, but I really, really love these lipsticks. I think in terms of high-end lipsticks, in terms of luxury lipsticks, the quality of the packaging is just the first thing that really catches my eye. I know some people think it's kind of stupid to get sucked in by packaging, but personally I think that's a really big part of the experience of the product. I like being able to look at a product and immediately get joy from it, and that is what I get from the Pat McGrath packaging. I just think they do an amazing job just designing all the products. If you twist the black, the lipstick just comes up naturally, right? But if you twist the gold, the lipstick will come up so that the lips are in front when you apply it, and it's a really, really interesting design. I love the formula of these as well. They're very long wearing. These just glide on so easily, and they're extremely pigmented. So I love these ones. I wore my Matte Trance last night for I think like 8 hours with dinner involved and dessert, and my lips stayed on all day long. And my lips stayed on all night long. They were on from the moment I left the house to the moment I got back. So I just think they're an amazing formula. They're $38, so they are very pricey, but you're getting extremely beautiful packaging. You're getting an amazing formula, and you're getting so many beautiful colors as well. So I do really enjoy these ones, and in terms of splurging on a lipstick, these are the first ones I reach for. I have another product to mention to you guys from Hourglass. These are their ambient lighting powders. So Hourglass has a bunch of these ambient lighting powders in their collection, and they're like in the 40s for a single powder, and that's insane to me. I actually recommend, if you're wanting to get a more like effective and efficient way to spend your money on an Hourglass powder, to get these ambient lighting edit palettes when they had come out during the holidays. This one is the original ambient lighting edit palette. This is the first one. They came out with a second and a third one, and I believe this year they're probably coming out with a fourth one. But these are amazing. They're a really good deal. You get to try 3 of the ambient lighting powders. These are like setting powders, and they're very nice and illuminating. So I like these because they set down my face, but if I want to kind of preserve that luminous effect, I'm not mattifying my face with a regular setting powder. And then the blushes down here, best blush formula I've ever tried in my life. I really like the shade Mood Exposure. I'm actually planning on getting this in a single. Shade Luminous Bronze Light is a bronzer. This is the bronzer that got me into bronzers in the first place. Before using this palette, I just really did not enjoy bronzers at all, but this kind of proved to me that bronzers can work on my face in a certain way. I just have to find the proper like color for me. So I really enjoy these. They're just such a beautiful formula. I think these are probably one of the best like powder products I've ever found for my face, and I just think Hourglass is killing it. So I really do enjoy their products. This is probably one of the best things on the market. Alright, and then the final product I have to mention to you guys that is one of my favorite luxury products is the Huda Beauty Desert Dust Palette. Again, it's kind of contentious over whether this is a luxury or high-end brand. I would say their like liquid lipsticks are kind of more in the luxury ballpark because they are like $20, whereas the palettes are $65. So I think the palettes do qualify as a luxury item. In this palette, you're getting 18 shades. I love the formula of Huda's shadows. The mattes in here are actually pretty dry, and I've heard some people say that's not a good thing. Personally, I don't mind it because they are also very pigmented, and I find that the dryness of them kind of allows them to just diffuse really nicely onto the eyes, and they're not very hard to build on each other either. So if you're wanting to do a very intricate kind of like layered blended eyeshadow look where you're layering a bunch of colors, these are easy because you can put them down and blend them out on the edges, but they're not going to just completely diffuse off your eyes. So these are an amazing formula for creating really nice pigmented artistic eye looks. And then the shimmers in here are just dynamite. I love the color scheme of this palette. I love how they put this together. It just tells a beautiful story, and I love using this one. So for me, this is 100% worth the $65. I am so glad that I bought this one. I immediately bought this when it came out. Normally when I buy things immediately, I kind of get that regret later on, but this one I've never regretted. It's just one of the most beautiful palettes in my collection, and I reach for this a lot. So yeah, that concludes my favorite luxury makeup products. If you want to see the kind of the counterpart to this, where luxury products that are just not worth the money in my opinion, let me know. I would love to do that as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed down below, and also make sure you're following me on Instagram for makeup looks like this one. Sorry again for these sporadic uploads. I hope it will get better soon. But anyways, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Bye.